everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a little different. I have removed my tips. I usually wear like coffin shaped tips that are full coverage, and I decided for spooky season I wanted stiletto nails. And that's really out of my comfort zone, but if you saw my last upload, it was the short little video I put up to reveal the 1K giveaway winner. I did a little vampy set that I love so much, but in that video, I was wearing these stilettos already. But I thought it would be fun to upload my process for applying full coverage gel tips. Now, as I already showed you by holding up the box, these are the Pro Gel tips from IGel Beauty. I absolutely love their tips. I have sort of funny shaped thumbs and regular, like, I don't know, I've bought other brands from like Amazon and they just aren't shaped right, and I end up having to do a lot of extra shaping, and I don't have to do that with the IGel tips, so that's awesome. And I bought the short stilettos thinking that they were gonna be short stilettos, and they're really not that short. I'd hate to see the long ones. So anyway, I don't use IGel Beauty's Pro Gel liquids for application, and that's because I have fallen in love with the liquids from 𝕔𝕙𝕒𝕟𝕟𝕟𝕟. I bought her whole system a while back, and actually I wear her Coffin tips a lot of the time, but I just love how her liquids work, and for tips. I love the base gel. I love the builder extension gel that I use to apply the tips with, and I have never had an issue with pop-offs or lifting. The fills are easy, so I have no complaints and nothing but good things to say about her tip system. Now, she doesn't carry, at least at last I knew, she doesn't carry stilettos. She only carries medium coffin and medium almond tips for her system. So that's why I went with the IGel Beauty stiletto tips for this set. What I'm doing now is I'm using this glass cuticle pusher. This glass cuticle push. Oh, I am struggling today. Glass cuticle pusher. Okay, who knew that would be a hard thing to say? To prep my cuticles for the best adhesion of the jelly tips. Whew. All right, I got through that. Anyway, you want to make sure that all of your cuticles are pushed back and that there is nothing to keep your jelly tips from adhering to your nail beds. That is the biggest offender when it comes to lifting and pop-offs, is not doing the right nail prep. The cuticle prep is key. So then after I remove all the cuticle and push everything back, I use my swipe solution from Young Nails to clean all of that away. And then I am going to show you that I chipped a nail. In my removal process, I accidentally was a little bit too aggressive and I chipped the corner of one of my nails. So the next thing I'm going to do is go in with my e-file, and I'm using my diamond ball bit. This is the really small one, and I only use this to exfoliate and to smooth out my cuticle area. I do not touch my nail bed with this bit. I only go around the edges of the skin around my cuticles, because I have found that this really helps me avoid getting hangnails and things like that. I used to get really bad hangnails, and doing this process has helped me to avoid that. Like, I used to get them so bad, they'd catch on things and snag, and sometimes they would get infected. It was not fun. So I found that doing this has helped me avoid that. Now that that part is done, I'm going to take my 180 grit side of my file and I'm going to gently just rough up the surface of the nail bed. Not hard, I'm not putting any pressure, I'm basically just making a rough surface because gel, as many of you probably already know, and if not, I'm here to tell you, gel sticks better to a rough surface. So when you're applying tips with gel, builder gel is basically what we're using, right? A rough surface really helps it to adhere. The next step is to etch the inside of the tips. And I use my larger diamond ball bit for this. I've seen a lot of people use different kinds of bits. This is the bit that works best for me. I feel like I can use it on any size tip from my thumb down to the pinky, and it does a really good job of etching the surface, but it doesn't take any of the bulk away. I like that it does thin out the part of the, I'm really, I'm detailed, y'all. I go over every inch of the part of the tip that is going to be over my nail bed, because A, I really feel like it adheres better that way, and B, I really do like the fact that it kind of thins out the bottom part of the tip because I feel like it sits more flush to my nail, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so I go ahead and I do this with all 5 of my tips. You can see I'm checking to make sure that I've gotten every part that's going to be touching my nail. The next step is to dehydrate. And I am using 𝕔𝕙𝕒𝕟𝕟𝕟𝕟𝕟 dehydrator. You can use any dehydrator. It doesn't matter. Excuse me. As long as it does a good job of dehydrating your nails, it doesn't matter what brand you use. I just happen to really like hers, so that's what I'm using. And then when I'm done adding the dehydrator, I'm going to apply 2 coats of Young Nails Protein Bond. I'm extremely careful to not get this on my skin because, just to be clear, the protein bond from Young Nails does have HEMA in it. So if you have a gel allergy or a gel sensitivity, you want to probably find a different bond that doesn't have HEMA in it. I personally do not currently have a gel sensitivity, but I do know that if you are exposed and you get it on your skin too often, you can always develop an allergy, and I just want to avoid that, so I'm extra careful and try my best to not get this on my skin, as is the same for any gel product that I use. When I am done applying the protein bond, I'm going to go ahead in with the base gel, also from 𝕔𝕙𝕒𝕟𝕟𝕟, and I'm going to apply a very, very thin layer on each nail. Her base gel is very thick. Like when I first opened them, I really thought that the base gel was the builder gel because it's just about that consistency. The thing is that even though it's really thick, I can swipe off the majority of the product and still get a full coat on my nail. So this stuff is going to last forever. Anyway, so I'm going to do a full coat on each nail, and then I'm going to cure. I think I cured for a whole minute. Her bottle doesn't say how long to cure. It just says to cure in a UV LED lamp fully, which I'm just going to go with a minute because most things cure fully in a minute. So that's what I did. And when I come back, we're going to get to that. So since I started using full coverage tips, I have been in search of the perfect flash cure lamp. I have tried all the little mini lamps. You know, I have one from 10 by Tina. I have a couple that I've gotten off of Amazon, but I still struggled to make it work. So I'm going to tell you about this little lamp in just a second. But first, I want to explain what I'm about to do. I am using the Builder Extension Gel from 10 by Tina, and I am going to brush it on the etched portion of the tip. I'm going to take a small amount. I'm going to wipe off most of the excess, and I'm going to brush a small amount, like I said, just on the etched portion of the tip. And then I'm going to take whatever is remaining on the brush, and I'm going to swipe it at the bottom where the cuticle area is, and I put just a tiny little pool. You don't need too much, because if you put a lot, the builder gel will squish out on all sides and you'll have a big mess to clean up, and then you're at risk of, as I mentioned before, developing gel allergies. So you don't want to go there. So then I place it at the cuticle, and I slowly press it towards the free edge, and then I hold it. And while I'm holding it, I place my finger under the UV light. Do you have to hold it right up next to the lamp? No. If you notice, I just put it in the light. As long as you put it in the light and you hold it there for a few seconds, it will stay long enough for you to do the rest of your nails, and then you can do a full cure in your lamp. Make sense? So I'm going to show you again with my thumb. I just place it at the cuticle, and then I slowly press it down all the way to the free edge, and then I hold it in the light for 5 to 10 seconds to flash cure it. And I am going to finish up doing the rest of these tips, and I will come back for the next step. Alrighty, I have attached all 5 tips, and I have flash cured them to make sure that they'll stay in place until I'm ready to cure. But because I only flash cured for 5 to 10 seconds, the gel that pulls up underneath is still pretty soft. So I like to go in with a small brush and kind of try to remove that excess. I brush whatever I can up the length of the nail. This helps it, you know, there's no gaps between your nail and the tip, and it, you know, avoids spaces that water and moisture can get in to create greenies and all of that. This is just the process that I use, and then I go in with some alcohol and I'll clean up any gel that has maybe gotten onto my fingertips. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to fully cure for about 1.5 minutes in my LED lamp. Now, I'm not really going to show you this part because, well, I suck, apparently. Actually, not apparently. I've told you guys, I suck at hand filing on camera. I just do. So I showed you about the first 5 seconds, and then I skipped. What I'm going to do now, actually, let me explain. I hand file the top of my jelly tips because I just like the look of the tips. They look more natural to me if they're a little bit buffed up and scuffed. So that's what I do. And I also like that it helps my pop-offs, my peelies not pop off. What? I like that the rougher surface makes my peel base last a little longer, because if you put peel base over a smooth surface, they're going to pop off right away. So anyway, I like to rough up the tops of my jelly tips. Now I'm going in with, sorry y'all, I told you I'm not feeling myself. Anyway, so now I'm going in with this drill bit. This is, I'm not really sure where I got this drill bit. I can't remember. But I think it might have been IGel Beauty or Amazon. I'm going to go research and find out where I got that tip, and I will tip. No, it's a bit. And I'm going to put that down in the description box for you guys. I did that to clean up any spillage, anything that, you know, I didn't get with my cleanup. I just make sure that all of the builder gel is gone from my cuticle area. And then I go in with this sanding band on my mandrel bit. And this is an extremely fine sanding band, like almost fine enough that you would just consider it a buffer. And I'm just doing that to smooth out the edges, to make sure that everything is flush and smooth. I'm not taking away any bulk or anything like that. I'm literally just smoothing everything out. One thing that is really important to remember when you are using sanding bands is to season the end of your sanding band, the part that would go near your cuticles when you're using it. Just like you would with a hand file, you can use one of your old files and just season the end of it. And that way you can avoid, you know, cutting your cuticles or injuring yourself, because I have been guilty of doing that, and I never thought to do that until I saw, I don't know who did it, but I saw somebody do it and I was like, oh, duh. Alrighty, we are all done, and I've cleaned up with a little bit of alcohol, get rid of all that dust, and we have a full set of stiletto tips. I hope that you found this tutorial helpful. If so, please remember to like and subscribe. I hope that I have answered all of your questions, but if not, feel free to ask in the comments below. See you next time. Bye-bye now.